Hi guys, this is Kristian from Wingsurfer.nl. Here I have an F1 Strike, the version 3. It's a 5.5 and I've had it for about 2.5 months now. So a lot of testing on the water, and as F1 is one of the main brands in the wing market, is this wing with all the quick developments going on still the one to beat? Well, yeah, I'll give you a full review and let's find out. Let's jump right into the characteristics where this wing really excels. If not, the best wing I've tried so far is jumping. This wing jumps so easily. You just need a little bit of speed, and although you have full control over the wing, the moment you think like, okay, I want to jump right now, this wing delivers. And if you're going fast, this wing jumps easily so high, higher than all the other brands I've used before. So for jumping, this wing is the best I've tried so far. And once you're up, you have full control over the wing. The other thing that really is one of the best points of F1, still after all these years, because they have been known for wave riding these wings, that they just follow you along so easily in the waves. With the version 3, it's even better. This wing is totally balanced. Once flagged out, it just follows you along, and it's very easy to control. I'm not gonna say that it's not like there's no wing at all, because there's always a wing that will always be in the way in some sort. But if you know what you're doing, this wing it's the best wave ride feeling you'll get with the wings. At least from the wings I've tried so far, and there are a lot of them. So wave riding and jumping, that's where this wing really excels. The wind range of the wing. Well, a much discussed topic on the internet is the low wind range of this Strike version 3. Totally understandable. It needs different pumping technique to get going. So instead of long hauls to pump it up, you need shorter, quicker strokes, and then it goes pretty quickly onto the foil. However, I'm 85 kilos, I'm using a 56 liter board, so that's a sinker board for me. When the wind is even a little bit less, this wing doesn't provide me any power to get up onto the board really. So I don't like it when wind is really light with this wing. When the wind is up, this is the most enjoyable wing ever. But when the wind is that light, I'll grab another wing, that's for sure. If you're looking at the F1 range, of course they have another model, the Strike CVC. That one is really the power wing from F1. So I would suggest, if you're looking for power, get one of those. If you're looking for a wing that, when it's windy and you know it's going to be pumping all the way, the Strike is there for you. I've seen this wing in quite some racing competitions, and I find it quite remarkable because I don't find it's the fastest wing out there. I mean, in the waves, for freestyle, cruising around, the speed is more than alright. You know, it's still a really fast wing, but it's not the fastest wing. And also, the wing has quite a large wingspan. So if you're trying to go as fast as possible and you're closing everything in, it's quite easy to hit the water with the wingtips. So if you're purely into speed, I would recommend a different wing. I'm going upwind and downwind with this wing. This wing goes upwind really well, probably because it's also the span of the wing is a bit larger. One of the things I didn't like about version 2, when I was going upwind with my stance, because the other one is for everybody different of course, with different length of arms and that kind of stuff, I had too much backhand pressure going upwind. So I would avoid that, and when you're wave riding you do want to go upwind to go downwind again. With the version 3, they changed the positions of the handles, and right now it's perfect for me. So if I'm going upwind, it feels fully balanced, and I can go upwind all the way I like to go. So that's a big plus for the version 3. Also, the downwind angle, well, still having power in the wing is really well. So upwind, downwind, they figured it out for the version 3. It's perfect now. Alright, the handles of the F1. Well, F1 is known for having the most flexible handles out there. People love them, people hate them, people can get pretty emotional about them. So they love the wing, but the handles are soft, so they are actually retrofitting older versions with some sort of carbon handles or whatever. My personal feeling is that I don't mind whether handles are soft or hard. What I do mind is the position of the handles, and that everything is well balanced within the hands. Also, they just need to feel right, because there are hard handles out there. I get blisters on them on my hands really easily, but the same goes actually for soft handles. With the new F1 Strike version 3, they're still soft, but a lot stiffer than previous versions. So they're always all the way open. So if you want to do transitions, you always grab one of the handles really easily. Still, compared to a carbon version that has a wider opening, it's always easier to grab a hold of a handle. But if you use the wing a lot, you'll get used to it, and control is not an issue, I think. Also, of course, hard handles give you much more direct view of the wing, but sometimes you don't actually always want that feeling, especially when there are waves. You just want to move up and down a bit more, and it doesn't need to be that direct. If you're like want to go faster and do really quick transitions, I think the carbon handles help a lot, but they have to be positioned really well, and also the angle has to be right. Because like with soft handles, I'm quite long, so I tend to grab the wings quite wide. The moment you have hard handles and you grab them wider, the angle of your hand towards your wrists, there's an angle in there. And when the wind picks up, it actually, I've noticed it a couple of times, it fucks up my wrist. With soft handles, they do form a bit with your hand, or if they're correct, of course. And with the F1 Strike, they are made correct, and I like them a lot. Also, they're quite thin, and you can just control the wing while holding it in your fingers, you know. You don't need to hold it constantly with your whole hand to move around. So it's just a wing with these handles. They just fit the wing. If you would do this wing with a carbon handle, I'm sure it would work as well. But these soft handles, you can still bump them against your head, against your board, and I don't think it would give the wing right now a big performance leap when you would go with carbon handles. So I'm happy with them. Alright, the battery died out, so onto a different device. But let's talk about the details of this wing. First thing I want to talk about is the load diffuser, they call it within F1. So it's extra layers of Dacron and Mylar, mostly at the rear end of the wing, and it gives the wing its stability and control. One of the things you have to take care of is when folding the wing. That part you cannot fold it all the way. So what F1 did, they're actually doing that pretty well. In the back they have printed instructions on how to fold your wing. I think something a lot of brands could do actually, because with all the carbon handles and other stuff, it becomes sometimes quite difficult to get them back in the bag. Also, when you're actually looking at the instructions, this wing comes with, if you want to pump it up and deflate it, comes the leading edge and the main strut. They have two separate inflation and deflation options. So the leading edge of the 5.5 goes up to 9 psi, and the center strut goes up to 10 psi. So you can control them separately and play around with it a bit. What I still really like about F1 wings is that they are fitted with a SUP valve, and for pumping it up, it's just one of the easiest ways to do it. Conclusion: if you're looking for the most balanced wing out there, for just cruising around, riding waves, doing awesome jumps, have a look at the version 3. If the wind is light, actually have a look at the Strike CWC. That wing is designed for light wind winging. For all the other conditions, when the wind is on, this is the wing to go for. If you compare the F1 Strike to what the competition is doing with wings that are getting better and better, I think F1 is making its own design choices. They came up with a great wing again, and they'll serve a large audience with it. So most people will like this wing. I hope you like this review. If you have any questions or like to post your own experience about this wing, just post them below the comment section.